Hello, it's been a while since I've done a video for YouTube. But this is a subject that I haven't covered in a video. I've wrote a little bit about it, and I just think it's important to cover right now because I've actually been approached by numerous people all over the world in regards to how to handle this information. Okay, basically I want to cover how to handle the information and the Illuminati. Okay, now some people may not even believe in Illuminati. Some people's level of scope with the Illuminati might be just the fact that they agree that there's a banking cartel that control the masses. Other people might be aware that the media, Hollywood, are involved, and then it goes on and on to understanding the spiritual aspect, which is pretty deep, pretty full on. The Illuminati information has come to me for a long time without me actually searching for it, and I always allow things to come to me naturally, and that did. And it's a very harsh subject. Okay, I'm not telling anyone to go out there and research it, and I'm not going to go into detail about it, but when you do understand the full end of it and how dark it goes, it's pretty dark. Okay, when you know who they pray to and their rituals, is pretty dark. It doesn't get much darker, I'll put it that way. The reason for this video is this. Okay, how do we as a people who are against their agenda, how do we live life in a world that they have controlled for a long time? Okay, and this is my suggestion. All right, the Illuminati is fighting a losing battle right now. Okay, now I'm going to incorporate spiritual wisdom also that I've being subject to, that's come my way, especially from my teacher, and he doesn't ever talk about the Illuminati. Okay, but we are moving into a lighter era. Okay, we've just come out of a 15,000 year era, which was a dark era. Okay, and we're moving into a lighter era, and it started in 2003. So what does that mean? If you don't believe that, okay, that's fine, but you must be able to see it. The fact that you're watching this video means that you must see it on some level. I mean, even in the past 5 years, the amount of everyday people who are just waking up to a more conscious, kind understanding. The people are just collectively becoming sick of this old system on every single level, without going into too much detail. But this is what I want to touch on. Okay, this is what I want to touch on. There's a light era coming in. We're moving into it. Okay, and from other sources, whether it's Corey Good as well as David Wilcock, they're saying that this vibrational change is going to push people more into their polarities as a transitional period. Okay, Eckhart Tolle says the same. The light are going to come together, and the light and the positive polarities are going to get more positive, and the negative polarities are going to get more negative. And this is going to happen until there's the transitional period. We're going to come out the other side as a more conscious humanity. Okay, I hope this makes sense. If you are somebody who knows this information and are angry, right, which I totally understand, because we're basically humanity is basically a slave species. Okay, so if you're angry with this, and obviously if you know what they get up to and that infuriates you, this is what I want to tell you. Okay, at the top, they understand how we as human beings have the internal technology to create in this reality, and collectively how the power of our co-creative ability, when we come together, they know how powerful that is, and they actually use that against us. And without going into too much detail, I'm just going to put it basic, okay? Logic. Have you ever thought, why is there 24-hour news channels streaming negative news, negativity all day and night, okay? They want us to live in fight or flight. That we see this negative input, we see the world as a bad place, we either react through fear, or we react through fear, which either stems anxiety, creates anxiety, or anger, hatred in us, okay? And what we do is, collectively, we create separation, and we create the world that they want, okay? So we're easier to control, and so on and so forth. Anyone who watches this who knows the Illuminati, we can go a lot deeper, but I'm not going to. You know all this. This is what I want you to, this is why I'm doing this video. This is what I want to share. The biggest control they want is the control of our consciousness, okay? And that's why they keep us so stimulated, right? With 5 sense stimulation. And what that does is, it keeps us in this dimension, okay? It doesn't leave any time or any room for a spiritual dimension to open up for us to meditate and so on and so forth, right? If you're aware of the Illuminati and you are angry, they are still winning, okay? Everything is vibration. I honestly believe, and I've never heard anybody say this, but I personally believe that they are actually allowing the world to know who they are. And I'll tell you why. Just say, I've just heard about the Illuminati, and I think, oh my goodness, my eyes are wide open now. I know what they're doing, okay? And I go angry. They still win. Because we, and scientists acknowledge this. Do your research before you start saying it's not true. Scientists now, the new science is proven that we are interconnected, we influence one another, and we interact with the field that connects all life through what we feel in the body, okay? So you react from fear, anxiety, and hatred towards them, you're still contributing fear, anxiety, and hatred and anger to the field. Even if it's directed at them, they still win. You get it? They still win because we're contributing negativity to the world. So they're laughing both ways. How do you deal with the information of the Illuminati? If you live in the Western world, which the Western world basically took over the world, it's very hard to escape the system that they've put in place. But you are in control of your consciousness. Nobody else. You're in control of where you place your attention, what you feel in the body. So my advice is this. Don't react through fear. Don't share more negativity. This is what I do. I know what they get up to, okay? And believe me, on a universal scale, they actually have a purpose, okay? They actually are a part of human beings waking up. They're actually a part of the evolution process. You know, you look at the yin yang, you have to move above right and wrong, move above yin and yang, and see it for what it is. They're serving a purpose, okay? I don't agree with them, but they're serving a purpose. So this is what I do. I have friends who are beautiful people, right? And they really can spend a lot of time researching what they already know, okay? What's happening with the Illuminati and what's the latest information. This is what I do. I know what they do. I know their agenda. I don't need to research it anymore. I can see it in plain sight whenever it comes up, okay? I don't allow that negative information to come in, because we are in control of our world. If we change our inner state, this is an ancient saying which scientists are now proven. You change your inner world, that's the outer world you experience. I'm not just preaching what the Buddha said, for example. I've put it into practice. When you start seeing the world through the eyes of compassion, even for what they're doing, okay? Compassion is love with understanding, love for all beings, no matter what, because that's what we do as good people. Love with understanding is when you understand what they're going through to think they're doing the right thing, or what they've been through. And I can tell you, a lot of these really bad people in the world have suffered their whole life. Okay, they don't know anything different. Then there's compassion. Okay, and then you can forgive. When we stay in peace, in love, forgiveness, compassion, when we bring light to this world, to ourselves, our families, communities, and so on, when we don't buy into what they're doing and we use our collective consciousness to bring peace, they can't win. That's a worst case scenario for the Illuminati and for the agenda and for the extraterrestrial beings that are controlling the show, okay? So I'm sharing this because find the still point, okay? If you, as well, bear in mind that they use our ego. They use our ego against us. So what they do is, if you come across information about what they're doing and you want to get it out to the world, observe that feeling in the body. Observe that emotional response, right? Even if you're fighting for the light side, if you're fighting for the light side, you're still fighting. And what you fight, you become. You amplify it. There's an emotional charge. It's actually the ego. So be a peaceful warrior, okay? Stay grounded. Always choose love. Come out of the head. Stay in the heart. Always rest your attention on your breathing, okay? If your mind's busy, that's okay. Condense your thoughts to one thought. That's why chanting a mantra is so powerful, okay? Ami Tofu, huge Buddha. If you don't want to chant any Buddhist mantras, you can just chant light. You can chant love, greatest love. It's Master Sha's, my teacher's highest teaching, Da Ai. Da Ai is greatest love in Chinese. Chant it all day. You bring your focus to one point, which is greatest love. You change the message of the body. We see with Dr. Emoto's work, the chanting, that words influence water, okay? Positive words influence water. If they do that, we're 70% water. So chanting a mantra and embodying the feeling of greatest love changes the water, changes the body chemistry, changes the DNA, okay? You chant greatest love, this, for example, find a mantra that works for you, but just for example, you bring all those thoughts down to one thought and you quiet the mind. If you want to create a visualization, visualize light. Just saturating the body from head to toe, skin to bone. And just slow everything down. And observe how much you react to things. Reaction is a real good way of measuring your emotional levels, your ego response. If you really want to react to something, just let it go. Let it go is a very powerful practice. Just let it go. Okay, what is it? Is it really that important? Let it go. Let it go. That's a good mantra. Simple mantra. Let it go. Let it go. The more peaceful you can become, the more you can stay in love, forgiveness, compassion, and honestly, the more you assist this new wave of consciousness, the more you follow the Tao, the natural process. We are moving into an evolution an evolved state of consciousness. If you resist and you live in hate, you will be left behind. It's not fear. This is not a fear video, okay? But if you move with it, you will evolve. And it's happening universally. Be a part of it. That's my thing. My suggestion is be a part of it. And that's why the Illuminati's fallen to bits right now. Because they're not following it. Their old way is just not working anymore. They're becoming more and more desperate. So I hope this has been beneficial. I know this is a very touchy subject for people. If this works for you, take it on. If it doesn't, let it go. Just let it go like water off a duck's back. This is just information I'm sharing until you experience it. If you experience it, it becomes more than information. You understand it, okay? I love you all very much. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.